sailors' stories from across the seven seas, about Magellan's glories and of Nelson's victories, of mermaids and the kraken and the legends in between. I doubt you've ever heard about the Silloth Submarine. It was in our darkest hour in the winter in the war. 3 U-boats from the fatherland were lurking off the shore. A skirmish with our navy around the Isle of Man had split the pack, so they turned back and scattered as they ran. 2 headed for the ocean just beyond the Emerald Isle, while the captain and the first mate of the Grey Wolf shared a smile. Their comrades might be hunters in search of British ships, but they turned east to find a feast of Silloth fish and chips. The first mate was a Dutchman, or so the story goes, a merchant navy Matelot dressed up in German's clothes. On the grain ships into Silloth he'd sailed before the war. So without a care they headed there to see the place once more. The Silloth Harbour master, Jock McAllister by name, was knocking off his daytime shift before the U-boat came. He donned his cap and duffel coat to make good his escape, and at 6 o'clock he left the dock in the hands of Jimmy Pape. Young Jimmy was a simple soul of simple heart and mind. Though all his tools were in the shed, they weren't the sharpest kind. He scanned the dark horizon with his spyglass from the king, but he could see beneath the sea the Grey Wolf sneaking in. They docked safely in the harbour and the Dutchman came ashore, and Jimmy Pape remembered they had met before the war. He shook his hand and smiled at him and said, "How have you been?" "Well, I've joined the Polish Navy and I've brought me submarine." Jimmy looked down in the water and much to his surprise he saw the U-boat lying there, albeit in disguise. They'd hidden their insignia beneath an oilskin sheet. He was deceived and he believed the story at his feet. Then the first mate and the captain, who spoke English like a lord, came along to Jimmy's hut and he welcomed them aboard. He had the kettle singing while the Dutchman made it clear that they had come for navy rum and good old British beer. They borrowed a sack barrel from beside the railway track, and they headed to Silloth to bring beer and spirits back. The barmaid at the Albion and the Dutchman were old mates, so with a grin she sold him Jim an IPA in crates. They turned back towards the harbour with a cargo from the pub, stopping at the chip shop just to buy the crew some grub. There's a young girl at the counter and the Dutchman asks her please, cod and skate for 48 with chips and mushy peas. Back on board the submarine, moored at the harbour side, they had a rare old party while they waited for the tide. His hut upon the jetty, Jimmy heard the how do you do. It seemed the Polish Navy enjoyed Tipperary too. It was in the wee small hours just before the break of day, as the ebb tide rushed beneath the Grey Wolf slipped away. There was nothing on the quayside to show that they were here, except for old chit wrappers and for empty crates of beer. In among the empty bottles was a postcard from the crew. It read, "I hope we can meet again when this damn war is through." It was a picture of the U-boat, but I should make it plain that the Grey Wolf and the Dutchman, they were never seen again. Jimmy wrote down for McAllister what had happened in the night, but the harbour master used the notes to set out a pipe of light. Then he put the picture postcard under lock and key, and no one heard another word except for you and me. So if you're on the Solway, it's a lovely place to be, and you think you see a shifting shape beneath the shifting sea. Is that a shoal of mackerel or a basking shark you've seen? Or can you boast you've seen the ghost of the Silloth Submarine? Underneath the Solway, beneath the Irish Sea, along the coast of Cumbria, look and you may see the ghost of a U-boat, and let's all hope, looking back through his periscope, the ghost